he's trying to run away, you pull him back in. And it's just what we see the most, because you can potentially snap your own coil when you ult someone. Yeah, we'll just have to see how curveball ends up getting used. It's an extremely low pick rate. In fact, you're right. Like, I don't think I've ever seen it in a pro match along with Victory Feast, which is what Mars went. Which I was trying to think, if you have an easy way to get vision in the arena, then the other facet actually doesn't do that much in the end, which maybe he's thinking like, oh, Swarm could always just be used and then they'd be able to see inside, so then what's the point? Or like Pango rolls through, SF's definitely going to get, like Ursa and SF definitely going to get BKBs, at which point you can see them inside the arena. So maybe he's feeling it's just not enough? I don't know. Never seen it.
Collapse is like kind of a Chad gamer, I'll be honest.
That's true.
So I kind of feel like his goal on this is to kind of just beat people down and just take advantage of the attack speed and heal. And I'm curious if it's going to come into play this game. We'll find out for sure. But this is something, I mean, I just never see these facets at all. I am so curious to see how they're going to play. And I think in the mid lane specifically, like these early levels with the puck, I want to know how he plans to actually utilize the orb at all. Like maybe it's something specific with the Shadow Fiend matchup that he's like, okay, well, because I'm against Shadow Fiend, maybe Curveball is going to do something unique in the lane. But at the moment, it's not feeling that way.
He missed the first curveball, but I'm sure he's just calibrating. He's getting ready. The rest will all connect.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Spirit Breaker's going to have a rough time to start, but if he can get a good game going, I feel like he can really pop off. I mean, like, what can really stop you charging around this game? It's pretty much the roll. But I actually don't know who. I think you bash the roll, but then you will still get stunned as you run into the roll. It's actually not an interaction we see too often.
It's like roll and then just like a random Gleipnir that's going to come out eventually from the Weaver, right? But
yeah, but I think a big thing, like, you'll be using Bulldoze when you get hit by the Shadow Fiend Fear, which that fear is like so powerful that it then usually sets up other combos before you can do anything. But with the Bulldoze, I feel his status resistance will be high enough that he can then like ult the well, mid? No way, Laurel? He's got Lauren off real low.
He's got a waning rift. Yeah. So this is what I'm most curious about with this curveball, is if the idea against Shadow Fiend is because it's faster and he can maybe position himself in a way that, you know, you can't get like multiple raises. I don't know. I'm like theory crafting, trying to make sense of the ability. Like everyone I feel like who has seen this facet has gone into a demo mode and kind of messed around with it just to see how it works. Bottom lane falling quite low here on this Terrorblade, but they do turn around onto jabs with that meta. Polishka also fairly low, but right now just trading. But I mean, that's meta forced, and you didn't really get any CS out of it. It was mostly just used here to try and trade, it looks like.
They might be able to get the lane to push out to go secure the Lotus, although currently doesn't look like it's happening fast enough. Oh, maybe. Yeah, not much of a lane pushing out, one range creep.
Oh, that's huge. Oh boy. Okay, so Lornov really starting to stack up the damage onto the puck in the mid lane. We haven't really talked much about this off lane, right? Oh, well, more action bottom as Maposhka still made a play for the Lotus. Did he get it, or did he already use it?
Jabs got it, and he just used it.
Okay. So Maposhka is going to have to TP back. Yep, there it is.
Got some tangos on the way, so he'll at least be able to heal back up.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Aurora's getting the damage in down here, but Terrorblade's still farming decently. We'll see if they can get a kill to actually like change this lane into their favor.
The more and more I'm watching this puck, the more and more I'm thinking like it might have just legitimately been I wanted a faster orb. There's no more than they're no more like complicated than that.
Okay, but maybe Pango's trying to roll on him later, and he's trying to like follow that orb, but you're curving it, you know? And then you like curve it into a cliff. Pango can't follow you. Maybe there'll be something cool like that later.
Gotcha.
Is anyone else hungry?
Kingslayer falling a little bit low in the top lane. What is with carries changing their name lately, by the way? What is going on here?
Coincidental?
Meta comes out in the bottom lane. It is kind of a zoning meta. Like, he just wants to see us here, I think, with this one.
Just farms the bugs.
Yeah.
The bugs are worth a lot of money, actually.
I feel like the ET here hasn't been getting a lot of value in the lane, right? Like, compared to a lot of times when we see ETs, it's picked for a specific reason. This time, Aposhka playing against a Weaver, it's probably one of the more difficult matchups for this hero. Top lane, Mira. One more
close.
auto attack, not there. Makes it out.
Mission success, though. I feel like I've seen the Enchantress chasing the Spirit Breaker quite a lot. It's just letting Mars have a pretty decent time. I mean, it's pretty even top lane. So, I believe that was the Ursa counter pick into the Mars.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's just chilling. Mid lane, here comes the Spirit Breaker. Gets on top of this Shadow Fiend. The raises connector onto Laurel. He's trying to just survive up on the high ground, but first blood, he goes to the puck. They die almost at the exact same time. It's going to be a 2-for-1 as they bring the extra support
Radiant's
from the
middle
side of
tower
Aurora,
is under
but
attack.
yeah, very, very nice rotation mid. Level 2 Spirit Breaker gets it done.
Do lose a good chunk of CS in the mid lane to that, and he did get a double kill on Aurora, so maybe not too bad at the end of the world, at the end of the day. SF is pretty ahead of puck at this point. I think the raises plus the high base damage is starting to add up. They might need to bring in even more rotations.
Yeah, and that's why I was kind of worried about this, like, matchup in general is, yes, you know, puck is better as the game goes on, I think, but in the early stages, you don't really have a tool to stop the Shadow Fiend. Like, you have Coil, but he will just stand there and, like, attack you and throw a raise, right? If he gets the time to throw a Requiem, he will. But the lane, so far, slightly favoring Lorinov. He's just going to continue to farm it up.
Oh, dude, actually, what if, in talking about like weird facets, what if Spirit Breaker had taken his other facet? Okay, forget all that. Top lane, going for Kingslayer.
Beautiful.
Definitely killing Kingslayer.
That is
Very
just
nice.
great
He's been left
usage
alone.
of the arena.
Yeah, he's been left alone so much by the Spirit Breaker that he's
Radiant's
hit 6
bottom
first.
tower is under
Ursa
attack.
was not ready.
Dire's middle tower
He has about a
is under
quarter
attack.
left, so just a couple more creeps and he would have been 6. So really good
Radiant's
work by
structures are
Team
fortified.
Spirit there to get that kill.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Collapse has what, like 300-ish mana? How much mana does he have?
Right now,
Yeah.
about 300.
So he gets 20% of the mana pool, and Arena is like 50%. So I guess
sorry,
it's
no, he has totally has 500 mana. I thought you meant like
500.
literally right now.
Oh, okay. So because it is max mana restore, which is interesting. Bottom lane, big fight comes out. Laurel's gonna get the coil, does catch the
Curveball.
Pango, who goes down first. Sunder out from Radon here to try and keep himself topped off, but the chase continues. Lorinov really wants this kill on the Shadow Fiend. He's going to continue to go. Does have the
Spirit
Requiem.
Breaker
Nice
incoming.
dodge on the raise, but you're right. Choo-choo. Here comes Mira. Gets an extra bash for fun. That's going to put a stop to the pressure here. Well, maybe.
Kingslayer.
Kingslayer.
This is 23, by the way, guys. Not a stand-in. He just changed his name.
Yeah, he wants the tower, it looks like. They're bringing everyone for the tower. He's going to commit for it. Pops the Enrage. One more auto attack to secure it. The Weaver's dead, but now Jabs. He's back on the Pangolier. They get the Spirit Breaker. He's be able to TP out on the Terrorblade. His Rolling Thunder was not available. Was still level 5.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Okay, it's being a pretty worthwhile rotation, but is that are those like early deaths on the Pango like okay because you get the tower? I guess maybe.
I guess you're kind of okay with it. Collapse was free farming top. He was getting in some tower damage himself, but not that much. Not sure. I don't think either team feels like too bad about that, how it went. And on the side of Aurora, at least took a tower. So.
Yep.
Oh, I was gonna say, if Spirit Breaker had taken that other facet that increases forced movement, and then Laurel had taken the usual puck coil, or the knockback on the Waning Rift, I feel like that could have made snapping coil super easy, and it would have been really funny to watch.
Do those ones work? Because I know they changed the type of movement, right? There's like force movement and knockback now, or something.
Oh, I'm not 100%
I don't know what's
sure.
considered what
I
anymore.
did not memorize that list. I'm a fake Dota player. Didn't memorize the entire patch notes as soon as it came out.
I'll be honest. I read that they made a change to the types of those and didn't make a note, like a mental note of a single one of them. I could not have been.
Four staff's in there.
I could not have been bothered because I was like, well, this Spirit Breaker facet is just substantially worse than the rest of them, and this is the only thing in the game that affects it, so it was not worth my brain capacity.
Magnus as well. Reduced effect on all that.
True, actually. Maposhka just gets ran down here by the Shadow Fiend Pango, and again, we saw yesterday Spirit do something similar with the Shadow Fiend, making sure that the last hits actually go to the Shadow Fiend on these heroes. So he's up to 22 souls. Wasn't it 40 that we got to yesterday?
Yeah, that had to be some kind of record. At least for a professional match.
Yeah.
He only died at the end when they got called in by the fountain. They couldn't resist. Really early Roche attempt here, by the way. See
I mean, Maposhka's here, but is it in time? No. Stomp comes out. It does at least catch Lauren up on the Shadow Fiend. The Earth Splitter's there. The question is, can they get anything else? Mira with the charge on hand. The arena. The Spear's got one collapse. He's got that buff going, baby. Looking to take down the Shadow Fiend, and he does. 20% attack speed on the Mars. Is it going to make any difference right now? We'll find out. Coils out, does manage to catch Lord. He needs some help and fast, trying to heal himself through this, but the the Spear to push him back and snap it. It's there, and a nice double kill for Laurel with the orb. Q still in this, as well as Ollie. The supports try to clean up anything that they can find right now, but Collapse, he's hiding in the trees. It's a really good God's Rebuke bash from Mira, also hitting onto the Weaver. The time lapse is going to save him as Jabs rejoins his team bottom. Stomp out from Maposhka, looking for the Weaver, trying to beat him down, but the enchant just removes that buff, and he's gone.
Trying to decide if that was good for them or not. I think that was a win for Spirit, because even though Aurora, yeah, a record time on Roche, 11
I'm not
minutes,
surprised.
24 seconds. Trying for a speed run here. They got it. You get some gold XP from that, but you lose it pretty much instantly. And it's a lot of the cores dying on the side of Aurora compared to more of the supports dying on Spirit. So again, another exchange that ends up being really close, and I think both teams are gonna be like, okay, I guess. You lose the 2 souls you had on Shadow Fiend. It's not the end of the world, but it's a little sad. I want to point out, some of you might be upset, like, why didn't he ult on Lornoff? He was saving it because Puck was saving silence. So really good from Puck to, like, not throw everything, like, burst him. Like, he was holding the silence to see the channel come out. And then once Lornoff got low enough, then he's like, oh, it's fine. I can just commit it at this point. So there wasn't really a time for him to be able to use the Requiem there.
Yeah, he's just wasting auto attacks and, like, raises in the fight if he tries to channel ult. Because he could, like you said, he's gonna get silenced the second, like, not like he starts channeling and he gets silenced. It's like he's gonna wait for you to waste your time channeling the ult, And then right
And then
before it goes
silence.
off, it'll be like,
Yeah.
nope. So
Yeah.
it's just, yeah, it's like you said, good play from both of the heroes there, both of the players. Wow, he actually just got the enrage, pump faking the Nether Strike. That's kind of cool. Amplify damage rune in the top side of the map. You're going to be grabbed from Laurel's Puck. He's also finished up his Witchblade. And with this, could probably find just about anything. Slightly slower than average, but not by a whole lot.
Dire are scanning.
Did go double Null Talisman this game. I was going to say, I feel like the Puck's actually pretty farmed. So the double Null Talisman, Treads, Wand, like this investment into early items may like slow down his Witchblade a little bit, but I think it's still pretty good.
Considering the laning stage versus SF as well,
Yeah.
I think it's a pretty good recovery.
Weaver with a completed Vessel. Definitely necessary this game.
Yeah, it'll be good. And it's an interesting net worth distribution because of the way these fights have been going, where the cores on Aurora die, but the supports pick up some kills. These are actually two really good scaling supports. It might actually work out for them, like having a really farmed Weaver and Enchantress. I'm not sure. The cores probably don't feel that way, but the support players, yeah, it's okay. It's okay that you died. I got the kill. Don't worry.
They're gonna charge the Weaver. I feel like I was gonna say I feel like they want to get him, but there's a ward that scouts this rotation. They know as soon as this charge came out, the Weaver bails. So Mira's gonna get a free D ward here. Oh, wait a minute. Needs to be a little bit careful. Q's here. Okay, he'll back away. They get the D ward and they're gonna bail. Blink done on Pango. Okay, that's kind of quick. Did he go the Echo Saber this game, or what's his build at this? Ooh.
No, he got a mech into the blink.
Okay. Typical for the offlane to go for the mech. Ooh, they're gonna go ahead and will just punish this Weaver finally. He's been poking and prodding for quite some time. Pig mode activated on the Elder Titan, but cannot get away from the Kingslayer. Laurel here, no coil, but does have that Amplify damage rune running, and walking up onto the high ground, you are not getting away from these heroes. Radon now turning his attention on over to Ollie, the Enchantress. With these extra sprites, I mean, you heal up a lot, you can't finish the job, and Ollie will be safe. These are 4 points Nature's attendance with the extra spirit facet. He's actually so difficult to kill.
Dire's middle tower
That's
is under
true.
attack.
He's building tank items as well. He's getting a pipe for his team, not going for a scaling build like we sometimes see. He sees the 3 right-clicking heroes on his team. He's like, okay, someone's got to build an aura on this team. So with that pipe, he'll be extra tanky.
I like the pipe in that regard, but it also allows the Pango to go this Blink Dagger, which
That's
a
true.
lot of times we've seen Pangoliers just do the Guardian Greaves pipes, the Crimson Guards from the offlane. Like, that is a pretty standard offlane build for Pangolier nowadays, but the Enchantress, like, making the decision, like, I'll build the pipe. It allows him to get this Blink Dagger, which we mentioned in the draft. Like, you desperately need a Blink Stun Initiator if you're going to play a Shadow Fiend. You have to have someone on the team who can start these engagements to set up the Shadow Fiend's initiation, or follow-up, rather.
Radiant's
Yeah,
middle
and I think it's how
tower
you're going to
is
kill the
under
puck,
attack.
too. Roll right on top of him, surprise him. Otherwise, it's going to be pretty tough. Especially with that curveball. How can you follow him?
Yes, of course, the curveball. I haven't seen it have an effect yet. I have been watching. I'm trying to see, like, when is it gonna make a big difference? But at the moment, he's just zooming around the map. Puck though, needs to be careful. Ooh, Kingslayer looking for the 18-minute runes. Not gonna find it. They get the enrage out, but there's the Rolling Thunder from Jabs. Will connect on Amir, but unfortunate,
very
catches the
unfortunate
side. Oh, 3 heroes stuck in the coil. The entire smoke gank not gonna connect. Look at the ward coverage here in mid as well. Like, they really want to connect off of this gank. And Laurel even denies the tower. Lorna, the
Invis ult.
Invis, gets the Requiem, just pops the puck. Beautifully done.
Some pub stuff right there. Yeah, they've got the wards down. That's their second smoke attempt, which hasn't really netted them much. The Invis rune is what worked there. Part of that is we're going back to it, like the annoyance of bulldoze getting you out of like what few stuns Aurora does have, Puck being mobile. Making a play on this.
The supports?
Support duo?
Bro, his enrage came off cooldown like 1 second before that play. Oh man. I mean, they would have killed him, I think, with the Earth Splitter damage if he didn't, if it was not ready. There it is. Collapse comes in. The Yules, the Blink, the Spear. He really wants Kingslayer. They're going to just trap him against the walls and Collapse. Sets up a kill onto the Ursa. Jabs on retreat, but Radon's got the damage. He's looking for Lauren up. The Thunder comes out just before the BKB. It's a double kill for the Terrorblade. He's looking for the triple, and he's going to get it, baby. Terrorblade is online, and a beautiful team fight from Spirit. That's tier 1. That's going to be tier 2, and potentially your Tormentor. You are sidelined for 20 seconds.
Ooh, that's true. It looks like they're kind of leaving the area, though, so maybe they feel they don't have quite enough time. And actually, I suppose, not usually something we got to think about, but the Roche is about to respawn soon, so maybe you want to go posture for that. Yeah, look at this fight. We're seeing... So this is like the weakness of the draft we were mentioning, very low on stuns versus some very annoying heroes like the Puck, Spirit Breaker, even like the Stomp from Elder Titan. Not like an elusive ability, but just makes it really hard to like actually just run at people and get kills. And because of that, they have to layer their stuns perfectly to actually get a kill. And if not, it doesn't work. You just used your abilities. And that's what Spirit capitalized on. They're like, oh, they just threw out what they had. Let's just run at them. And, I mean, it worked, right? There's no roll to break up that fight. Nothing like that at all. So they just run it all the way down from the tier 1 into that tier 2 area.
They do manage to at least claim their own Tormentor on Aurora. And I do want to point something out about the Terrorblade build. Like, he is running the Soul Fragment, right? So the one that costs health to summon instead. But when you go the Soul Fragment build, the biggest thing that you can do is actually pick up the Shard early on the Terrorblade. So he's got his Demon Zeal already online, and you'll see him kind of just having this up off cooldown in the jungle, and then you kind of rotate it with the meta. So you fight with meta, as soon as it ends, back to the jungle, pop the Demon Zeal, and you have like this full minute of like meta and Demon Zeal together of just immense damage output and farm potential. So it's why he's sitting so high up on these damage, or on this net worth as well.
Radiant are scanning.
Good ward sentry out here bottom, actually.
Scan connects. I know they're there. This is a good placement of the Observer, though.
Maposhka's trying to pop the smoke. He sees one. That's sentry really well done, an aggressive sentry. Look at the D ward.
It's really tough. You can't force Roche without getting something, because that Earth Splitter going through will destroy you. Earth Splitter and Arena.
One thing that's so wild to me, we're 22 minutes in. A lot of times this is like the posturing for first Roche. For those of you who maybe missed this, we had the fastest Roshan of the entire event by several minutes. It's not like it was like, oh, by like 12 seconds. No, by multiple minutes, an 11-minute Roshan. Okay, it was 1 minute and 20 seconds. I was looking at average time originally, but that is a huge difference. All right.
Yeah,
so,
I mean, showing average time in 1944, like this would still be considered like, oh yeah, there's a decently early Roche at 22 minutes, like for the first one, let alone the second. And that makes it extra valuable with that Roshan's banner. Not something that you usually see come out at this time, so I can't even say how like likely you are to use that for a tier 3 push at 22 minutes, but you could save it for later, which would be good for you as well.
I think with Spirit's draft, they actually can take advantage of it, right? Because you have like Mars Arena, you have Spirit Breaker you can dive in, you got Puck that can dive in, and then you just have Terrorblade, who just stands on the banner and just rips through the barracks. Like, because of the fact that Aurora is lacking stuns, I feel like they can get away with it. The Ato's there, but the charge angle from Mira! The Arena's caught 3, Kingslayer stuck in there with the enemy team and Collapse. He's got all these resources going. He's back up to full HP. He's ready to fight, and there goes the Ursa. What a charge. What a wraparound from Spirit there.
That was such a good angle. Something cool about the curveball actually there. I guess depending how you angle it, it lasts a very long time at the end. So he throws it into this tree line near the Lotus pool. We might see it at the replay here to kind of give them vision. Oh, I think it's right before this. So they kind of know they're not in that area. They're further up here. So the rest of the team cuts in from this angle, immediately deletes 2 heroes, the supports, who are pretty squishy. They're not quite farmed enough yet to be tanky. So at this point, I mean, you got no saves, right? The roles you used to just get out of there. It's like, good luck, buddy. Like, even if he goes in and stuns, you can't get out of the arena, you know? So you just leave the Ursa to die. And now Team Spirit is going to secure themselves that second Roche with that banner. And like you said, they're building up this 6K lead, especially if you pop meta. Like, you wait for your cooldowns, of course. But take the tier 2s maybe. And then if you go high ground, you pop meta, drop that banner, you don't really have the best banner killers on the side of Aurora. And if you ever commit in, you could see that same combo again. The arena, charge through, Earth Splitter wasn't even used in that Roche fight, but I mean, you'd use it at the high ground. That's really scary to push into. Oh my god, look at this axe time.
I feel like very rarely do we see an actual first item Aghanim Scepter on an Elder Titan. He does go phase boots in the Windlace, of course, because that's just kind of the standard items for an Elder Titan. Your Spirit movement speed is based on the movement speed of your hero when you cast it. So the Windlace and then the phase boots active is pretty much how you get all of that move speed and scouting potential out of an ET. So it's a nice little combo. But yeah, you get this early Aghanim Scepter now. They're going for a greater Healing Lotus, now available for Mira, as he finishes up his Shadow Blade. So the supports, man, they're getting some good items.
Yeah, I'm a little surprised, though, it's not some kind of aura item, especially armor versus high physical damage lineup. But I guess when I click on Terrorblade and I see he's got 39 natural armor, if you just stick him in the front, I guess you don't really need to give him much of an aura. Like, he's fine for physical damage.
I really like what he's doing here on Mira. He's just trying to stop TPs. He does put a ward up there. He's just going to stalk this Lauren of Shadow Fiend, maybe. TP's coming back. The blink in into a Yule's Enchantress. Yeah, you don't get stunned, but it's just a couple of auto attacks to finish the job. The banner's there, gonna protect the creep wave as Radon's just gonna get to work here on the tier 3 tower. Roll. Being held for now. Again, you have 2 lives on this Terrorblade. Shadow Fiend in trouble. Charge comes in from Mira. The Nether strikes out right away. Can they get the kill to stun? It doesn't come through in time, and he gets the BKB, but Collapse finishes the job. He's got a buyback, but for what? Jabs on the Rolling Thunder, just has to run away. He can't even escape. There's just too much damage coming out from these heroes. They're just going to go for the throne. They want to end this game. Tier 4 is under siege. The Terrorblade doing the job. Yeah, meta ends, but here comes the Demon Zeal. He just needs to summon an illusion and sunder. Yep, there it is. Full reset, ready to fight. Ursa's in, does have an enrage, will pop it. 1 tier 4 tower is down. Will Spirit stick around? Looks like for now, respecting Aurora, they respect the buyback of the Shadow Fiend. They get so much out of this. Just looking at the difference in gold gained since the Aegis, 8.6 thousand gold, a full lane of barracks, both fortifications and a tier 4.
Yeah, they've set themselves up to win here. Specifically that buyback. Like, SF has to be so careful. They're coming over here too. If they find SF, I think it's just done.
I mean, they have a ward in the triangle, right? And Mira with the Shadow Blades just scouting everything. Silence comes out. No, Laurel doesn't get it in time, but he does get the coil, trapping a Q anyway. And it's just a few auto attacks from this puck. The early Parasma pickup on him as well is absolutely owning.
Do you just go back top and go for the win? I think the safe play is still just take the other lanes. You still have Aegis for 40 seconds.
And he just plant Terrorblade mid, right? He's got
Looks like it.
meta coming up right now. Yeah. That's the thing, right? You use the Demon Seal, and as soon as Demon Seal ends, your meta's off cooldown again. So you just go right back into the meta. and get to work. Ranged barracks, there's just no stopping this. The Aegis for 20 seconds makes it way too hard to approach. That's going to be 2 full lanes of barracks. Well, Radon just sunders the Kingslayer immediately. He's like, yeah, what are you going to do? It's time to back away. 2 lanes down now. As Spirit have full control over this game. Nearly 11,000 gold gained during that Aegis. And 21,000 building damage coming out from this Terrorblade. Enchantress is always deceiving, right? Because Enchantress, it doesn't count the creeps.
Yeah, they do have 2 towers from those creeps. It's not going to make you feel that great when you've lost 2 barracks, though. So this is a bit of a desperation smoke. They've got to find some big kills here. Unfortunately, might be running into Maposhka.
Collapse's Invis rune popped the smoke too. It's just the worst rune that Aurora could have walked into.
So they're gonna grab just their triangle. I mean, it's something, but it's not really quite enough to get you back in this game from the side of Spirit.
I mean, homie's got a butterfly. You can't catch this Terrorblade anymore. You really need this Aghanim Scepter on Lornov. And you have to get the initiation from the Pango onto the Terrorblade into the Requiem. That is the only way.
That sounds about right. But the hard part of that is you're going to try to do that, and the Spirit Breaker is going to just charge right in and interrupt. Yeah, as soon as he sees that starting to happen, he's just going to look for the SF. And I think he should make it on time. Like, he's got enough move speed items that the charge should connect.
Yeah. He's just stalking with this Shadow Blade, you know, looking for anybody. And he's doing the exact same thing again. He's looking for this Shadow Fiend, but he making the right call here to retreat further back into the base. As they know Tormentor is up again soon, or it is already up.
Is there a shard that changes this?
I mean, Lornov's is...
Weaver got it. No. I was going to say if Weaver got it, then he could maybe cut creeps pretty quickly, although it's really scary versus Spirit Breaker, but that's kind of what you need at this point.
Wait, what is Shadow Fiend shard
Shadow
again?
Rays. She reduced Shadow Rays cooldown.
Per active, or per unit hit or whatever, right?
I mean, it's good for Spellcast or SF, but I don't think it's really what they need in this particular case.
Yeah, I was going to say, it feels a little bit slow for the Aghanim Scepter this game. It's not even like he's that low on net worth, right? It's just... Normally, when you play Shadow Fiend, you want to be ahead, right? He is a snowball-type hero. It's one of the reasons that people love to play it. You get ahead in the mid lane because very few heroes can actually contest it, and then you just kind of snowball from there.
Which he did win, but I don't think... I mean, Aurora drafted to win lanes, win game. Like, a very quick tempo push. They went for that really fast Roshan. So they were playing to that idea, but getting found at Roche, honestly, like 2 seconds later, and Aurora probably gets out clean. So Team Spirit made it at the last moment possible, and although it wasn't a total stomp for them at that fight, kind of killed a lot of the game plan, which is like, oh, we're going to take this super early Aegis, and we're going to use it to just be able to run at objectives and force things off of this Shadow Fiend having a really good start. But after that, kind of flopped. Team Spirit bought themselves so much time that they reached a point where Aurora is like, yeah, we don't really have stuns. So that makes our game really hard. And look at that. Team Spirit's got a bunch of stuns, so they just pick us off. And we have no stuns or saves to help those heroes. So this is kind of what happens if you draft for this.
What the heck is that Spirit doing? Okay,
you can like
spam just having a little bit of fun.
Echo to like delay the Spirit to like extend your vision.
Oh, is that what it is? Okay.
It's something like that. I forget the exact mechanic because I don't actually play ET, but...
that looks like a very dead Pango. He's going to pop the mech. He's going to pop the Crimson Guard, but it's just not enough. Lara's got an Amplify damage running.
Yeah, I can't believe they got that kill thanks to Curveball. Amazing.
I mean, not wrong because of the fact that he got there faster, right? It is one of those things that, like, at the end of the day, yes, you don't have, like, jostling rift, and you might just be, like, not using curveball all that, you know, amazingly, but it is way faster. A 700 move speed orb is pretty nuts. Laurel in a little bit of trouble here. Lord of goes for the blink in to get the second fear, but he dodges it on the phase shift. It was a good attempt, but now it's all going bad for Aurora. They need to get out of here. They get the blink out on the Ursa. He's trying to run the distraction campaign here on Ollie, but Laurel's not falling for it. He wants to go for more. He wants this Ursa. Maybe blinking a little bit too far. Does coil down to the low ground, but here comes Maposhka into the base. The Earth Splitter's got two. He's looking to take down Jabs and Q. Can't finish the job, but they've got to leave. Collapse. Walking in here on the Mars. He's got his eyes set. It looks like it's going to be on the Shadow Fiend. He's got a BKB. He's going to be forced to use it, but Mira's here to chase. A scrappy fight from these guys. Just throwing everything at the wall, just hoping to find something, but Aurora's managed to dodge it all out. Here comes Redondo on the Terrorblade. He's the objective gamer. He wants the Mega Creeps. The banner is down. The meta is out. And Kingslayer's into the back line and immediate Yules from Collapse. No BKB. It's just going to be this Enrage to try and keep him alive. Still, Laurel surviving on a sliver of HP as he really is just going to try and grab a Wisdom Rune. And Laurel has just been playing with his food this game. Survives the entire engagement on near to no HP, 2 dead as the Terrorblade continues to chase. He's just diving the base here. He's still got a Sunder, he's still got a BKB, and an Aegis to boot. The man cannot be stopped.
We could grab Megas just to play it safe, but this is looking like the end. No buybacks on any of these cores. There's the Weaver.
6 spear.
There's the GG.
Yeah, it is indeed. Really well played from Spirit. Just a really cohesive draft. Like, we look at this and we kind of just see the game plan. Really good heroes that can just go in and take the fight on their own terms. Terrorblade, obviously just a Yatoro classic.
But still think you generally want just raw damage.
All right. Here we go, everybody. For those of you that are just tuning in, it is game 2 of Spirit versus Aurora. We're halfway through the day. You know, we still got a lot more Dota to be played, but yeah, there's going to be some fun facets in this one. We saw some interesting facets in game 1, as you alluded to, right? You know, the victory feast on the Mars, the curveball on the puck. The only one that's kind of new in this is the drinking buddies, and I am really excited to see how this is going to work with the Primal Beast, right? You tag an ally, you pull them closer, you and the ally gain movement speed and attack speed, which is everything a Primal Beast wants. Trample scales off your current damage and does more damage the faster you move. So it's kind of like a rebound scenario, right? So I like this. Oh yeah, and he has Romp and Stomp, which is fantastic. So gives movement speed to himself and allies upon activating.
Both of them are going to be so fast, actually.
These guys are going to be zooming.
Actually, you know, this could be pretty cool, because now you could do something like Tusk walks to the Morphling, tag team pull in the trampling Primal Beast. You have to waveform away, but then you've saved Onslaught. You could Onslaught in the same direction. I don't know. Maybe we're cooking too hard, but Mira's literally got a fire cosmetic, so this is the place to cook. Let's go.
I feel like even if you don't go for the Morphling, the Elder Titan is a perfectly good enough hero to go for.
That's true too.
And you're gonna have the movement speed to just walk out of Stomp and then walk back in.
So we're gonna have to wait till level 2 because he started with Uproar.
Yeah, I think that's pretty normal, right? The extra damage you get from this helps a lot in terms of last hitting. Mira gonna try and maybe drag the wave here. Ollie, some really good body blocks. We'll be able to block the small camp with the creeps, trying to hide the fact that there's a sentry already there. But nice pull from Ollie on the Spirit. Very nicely done on the ET.
Both lanes, side lanes doing a bunch of creep dragging.
That's an awkward stomp.
Neutral, question mark?
Dude, neutrals are the not so neutral creeps, I'll be honest.
They're chaotic and neutral, man. They
Do it
just cause
again!
chaos.
Dude, I
Stun
will
one of each. Chaotic neutral.
The Wild Wing Rippers are definitely the most chaotic.
Evil neutral.
That is just like, no, dude, that's evil chaotic.
Chaotic evil, I mean.
Yeah, like chaotic evil. That thing is a menace. It like sees, it doesn't even, like there'll be heroes in Fog of War that you can't see, or even Invis. Like say a Nyx Assassin's roaming by under Vendetta, it will hurricane you into the Nyx Assassin. It wants to see blood. Like that creep. Q? This is a sick creep drag, but whether or not it was worth like 3/4 of your health pool, we'll have to find out.
This bottom lane is so funny. There's like a triple creep wave for both sides. They ran theirs into the top tower, but Radon still has like a mega creep wave. He might get dove.
Dude,
honestly, like rotate the ET over. You have like 6 heroes worth of damage down here with this amount of creeps.
There's no way he doesn't just tank this to the tower now, right? Yeah, okay.
Now he does, but he ran it around in circles for quite a while.
Yeah. I was going to say, you've got there are 2 range creeps and like 3 waves of melee creeps. Like, you actually have to get this into the tower. And for him, so far, CSing very well. Okay.
Fortunately, Sven's got some good base damage.
Now I jinxed it. I said he was CSing very well. Like when I kind of meant like in general under the tower. Mars kind of came and put a stop to some of it. He's the lowest on the CS for the team.
There's still a bunch of creeps walking in though, so he might catch back up if he can finally secure this wave.
Part of it is is it Wrath of God? Is that what it's called? His facet? What is this thing called? I don't know.
Yeah,
Wrath of God. Yeah.
Yeah,
so
Wrath of God.
You lose 20 base damage at level 1, but you can make up for it pretty easily with just like a couple early like stat items. So he's got the bracer, the 2 sticks. By level 4 with these items, especially now that he has a Giant's Belt coming out, he's gonna basically have washed the 20 base damage reduction away. It'll be even. So he'll end up transitioning just fine. Really nice spear there from Jabs.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Nick's doing exactly what you mentioned, just zapping creeps every time he gets the chance.
Yeah, it helps him farm.
Oh, nice dodge from Laurel. Does get the water rune, but he is taking a beating here in the mid lane. And that is going to be first blood for the Storm Spirit. Maposhka gonna try and prevent the water rune pickup. Yeah. Meanwhile, top lane collapse on this Primal Beast, having a pretty good time. We haven't really seen the drinking buddies come into play yet, and I want to see it.
Once you get 3 on Tusk, they might try something.
I was like, I wonder if he goes for shards and just plays for Ollie instead.
Here we go. Yeah, that's it.
Oh, well, he waveformed.
Yeah. Okay. I thought it was like, okay, bait out waveform, and then you get a couple creeps. Yeah, but Kingslayer walked in, so it's like, oh, maybe we do go? But yeah, he's like kind of fast. He's got his boots right, just steps away.
I think
he doesn't have a point in ice shards.
Yeah, he went for the second point drinking buddies. That's true.
I guess you're just playing for CS. You do have 10 CS over the Morphling right now, which is not usually what you see because Morphling usually has such high base damage from the attribute shifting. So maybe just using Primal Beast's got really good damage plus drinking buddies. So
and they did a pretty good job in like wave pulling initially as well.
Yeah, actually both sides have not stopped wave pulling. This is a bunch.
Well, the enchant creep. Yeah, I think he's just using it offensively now on Maposhka. Like he's just realizing he's like, I'm not gonna be able to catch anyone from this. So, top lane, Mira steals a regen, a very big rune for the Storm Spirit. The question is, can he get out? The drinking buddy's movement speed's a lot, but the impale from Q, great wraparound from him. It's one of those things that, like, that death might be worth it just to deny the Storm Spirit that rune.
Yeah, regen is super good on Storm. He does at least get a galvanized charge for the trouble, though, which think he's sort of okay trading for, especially, yeah, Ollie went home. He's going to TP mid to get that bottle refill.
He has to sit there and wait for a Storm Spirit to
maybe
come
not.
back. No, he's like, all right, you're going for the bounty rune. I'm not sitting here for another 20 seconds.
Yeah, because the bounty was there. I think they went to go check. It's like, if the bounty's here, you're free to go. But save your TP in case I need you. So Ollie's walking out.
Overall, pretty good start here for Aurora. Up 2 kills. We're going to see both teams get their own Wisdom Rune. No real contest for these. So, even play there for the supports. I'm curious which of these teams are going to get more active with their support soon, because we've been seeing Q actually make some worthwhile rotations early. But to me, it's got to be this, like, this Drinking Buddies, Primal Beast. Like, I'm wondering when they're going to start making these rotations. Lornov is owning mid.
Yeah, that first blood helped a lot. And the rotations, then he got a second kill. So he's got 2 galvanized charges that often you don't even see Storm with any right now. So he's got a little bit more mana to work with than usual. Putting it to good use. I don't think I've seen a bunch of stacks, but maybe that's where some of this net worth is coming in. Maybe Storm's already cleared them out.
I don't know if there's been stacks as much as he's just been doing a good job of farming the jungle. Here we are. 8-minute power rune, top side of the map. It's not going to be there, and it's going to be an arcane for the Storm Spirit.
All the good stuff. Next one's amplify damage, man.
I mean, they miss out on a smoke gank for this, and instead it's going to net them a kill onto Lornov. He didn't pop the arcane knowing the enchant was available. Spirit chains out from the Ember, trying to be able to just kite this one away. Does get their own defensive remnant, so he should be okay. Nice movement from Laurel there. Yeah, they were making a smoke gang top for that, and he just gets an arcane instead. That's rough.
Yeah, I mean, this is where the RNG in Dota comes into, right? Both teams set up, pick their sides. Sometimes you get a bit unlucky on those. So far, 3 runes kind of going the way of Aurora. Regen, I know, like, technically Spirit denied some, but it's like, oh, we died for it, you know? So Aurora coming out ahead on these first couple spawns.
Good, stupendous.
Sven's actually farming quite well on the bottom side of the map. That being said, Q has actually done a really good job of planting a nice deep ward. Both teams scanning the bottom here like, all right, there's something going on. They see Lornov. You do not want to show on the Sven at the moment. And I really like what... Oh, yeah. Top lane? Are they going for the Morphling here? Mira trying to get some vision. There's going to be the waveform. And the... Oh, wait, did they... They already used the combo. Never mind. Jabs is going to come in, trap down Maposhka, and get the spear instead. I was like, where's the Drinking Buddies and the Trample? But I guess it had already been used.
Yeah, all these early movements all go in the way of Aurora. This is a little bit like what we saw last game. Ooh, the spear not quite connecting on the stun.
But
Doesn't
they win the
matter
RNG
because it
anyway.
spawns bottom. Illusion though, not the. I was expecting all the best ones to come out right away. Although actually, I say that Illusion's not
It's
that
good.
bad versus the chains. Yeah, you can have a free dispel now.
You can also disjoint Stormhammer. You can potentially, like, I don't know.
The disjointing Stormhammer's hard though, because it still does the AoE stun where you disjoint it, so you can still be hit after. You have to
Yeah.
like literally disappear as it connects, which is
Exactly.
pretty tough.
Yeah,
Looks like he's gonna get another charge here. Okay, what's the record on Storm? Because we were talking about SF Soul records. Not that we know the exact data, but we were pretty sure 40 souls is at least in contention for most souls collected in an official match. How about Storm? Because he's up to 4 already.
The thing is it's a little bit deceiving. Oh, yeah, they're gonna be able to just snowball on over, trying to bring down the Kingslayer. They got him. The waveform, a good tool, but here come the
Mass
TPs.
rotations.
Aurora want to fight. Q is in, looking for the Primal Beast, the Vendetta, the stun. They get him. Laurel on the backside. Safe for the moment, thanks to Mira. A little bit of extra movement speed, but Lornov, he wants
half
another
mana.
hero. But yeah, he's so low on mana. He has his Orchid, though.
Time to go win the RNG mid rune again. Come on,
Something-
gang, follow me.
Yeah, something I hadn't actually considered. Drinking buddies with Storm Spirit's actually really, or with Ember Spirit is very strong because your remnant travel speed and distance is based off of your move speed, right? It's a multiplier. Mid lane, Orchid's out. They've got the Ember. What a grab!
Radiant's middle tower is under
It's
attack.
Roche time. Let's go.
It's 11 minutes, guys. We've done it. I mean, mid tower. It's going to go their way, but they are going to get themselves another power rune for the Storm Spirit. His fourth
Dire's
of the
top tower
game.
is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
Good players get good RNG. That's what I've always said.
Radiant are scanning. Radiant's middle tower
Larnoff is
has
a good
fallen.
mid player. Keeping his eye on bottom. I think Enchantress is showing down there. Primal Beast and Sven are nearby.
Radiant's middle tower
So
is under attack.
maybe Storm will overcommit here.
I mean,
But he's playing it pretty safe right now.
scouting Kobold, one of your favorite things in the game, right? Just
Yeah,
trying
pros
to
who
get
don't
vision.
if you don't scout with the Kobold, you're falling behind the meta. You're failing. You gotta use your Kobolds for vision, not for 20 GPM. That's garbage. I stand by this. I'll die on this hill.
Ember,
Going
or
for mid.
Ember, Storm Spirit into the mid lane. Lorna just gonna make quick work here. The Soulbind, it's actually not enough. They managed to take him down. Lorna will barely survive. The haste rune is what's getting them to safety. The arena, the spear doesn't connect. And a stomp
short.
from Ollie to try and stop him. Collapse can't make it in time. Dude, the soul burn was so close to finishing off the tusk, but a really good response from Spirit to try and
Dire's
punish this.
structures are fortified.
Yeah, you'll pick up that Nyx kill and maybe get yourself a mid tower. It looks like they're gonna successfully defend. You get a little bit of damage here. Ooh, actually, might lose this tusk.
They're gonna, I mean, Storm TP'd in originally, so he doesn't have it. Oh, collapse. Grabs the spiked carapace. Can't throw him into the ground.
Just playing for time right now. Just farming up on Sven.
Oh, would you look at that? Another power rune for Aurora. Shield rune. The haste gets him out previously. Now you have a shield rune to kind of do the same thing. Scouting the triangle with another kobold. Beautifully done. It will potentially scout the Sven coming in here. They have the sentry to block the ancient camp. But scouting the Sven here will be really nice. He actually goes to
They actually have
D-ward.
heroes together. They could smoke. Never mind, no one has one. No,
I
Ollie's
mean-
got one.
It's so deep, though, going in there with the tier 1 top still standing.
That's fair.
Dire's bottom
Alright.
tower is under
Kingslayer
attack.
on his way to his Lincoln Sphere.
Radiant's top tower is under
I think he's
attack.
got it now after that creep wave. There we go.
Yep. Pretty quick Lincolns. That'll protect him from the pulverized Tusk Punch. Sven's done.
There's some good
a lot more
spells. It's just
survivable now.
value.
Yeah. Once he gets the Manta too, he can dispel Root, and it's not gonna be easy to lock down this Morphling.
Stupendous.
So very different build from Collapse in this game than what we've seen previously on Primal Beast. Like a lot of times Primal Beasts are playing as like this initiator, this like tank, right? Going for the blink BKB. He's queued up the pipe. He's gonna build auras for his team, which I'm not sure if I like. I feel like that it's like you're kind of losing the identity of the Primal Beast if you go for something like that. But
Dire's middle
auras
tower is
are
under
pretty
attack.
damn strong right now.
I think it's sort of okay, especially with the Sven. It's something we used to see a little bit more with like when Eternal Shroud was busted. Rather than get blink BKBs, we were seeing Eternal Shroud because it just let you go in first and bait reactions, even if you couldn't get the full combo off. And that might be some of the idea here. Is like I'm just gonna go in. Maybe I can't kill people. Speaking of killing people,
Yeah, I mean, just a really good setup from Jabs on the arena. Beautifully done. It is
Hey guys,
just the
it's
two
mid-room
supports,
time.
but
Let's go
Yeah.
make a play.
I mean, you're right though. Like that has been Aurora's plan. Every single power rune, it has been a play into the mid lane. They know this last rune is the amplify damage. We've gone through the full rune rotation, so why not make a larger rotation, secure the amplify damage, and we'll use it on our next set of big spells.
He's up to 6 extra charges.
Yeah,
It's
I'd
really
be
nice
curious.
to have these early charges. I mean, it helps you farm so much and be active. And he's gone the Orchid BKB. The BKB not done yet. That would be insane. But it's only like 1,000 off, actually. So they can get online real early.
I really like the call to go for the early BKB this game. It's one of those things where it never really feels good to build a BKB super early on a Storm Spirit, but when you have this many galvanized stacks, it's so much more important to protect them. Especially now that your ult doesn't give as much as it used to, right? I think that was one of the really good nerfs to Storm Spirit is you were just getting 5 permanent galvanized stacks every single time you leveled your ult, which felt like a little bit too much.
Yeah, they're going to go for a smoke up. They do have this amplified damage to work with.
Dire are scanning.
And they have the
They wanna-
arena coming up here in a moment, I believe, for jabs, right?
Dire
Yeah.
are scanning.
2 seconds off of this arena. They might run to Ember. He has a safety remnant down. Oh, but it's actually like next to them, so not a safety remnant. But he is gonna make it out. I don't know if he actually caught sight. Oh, he definitely sees him now.
That's one way to do it. Jabs with the blink Yules, baby. Very good catch for the Ember Spirit. The follow-up damage is there, and another rune for the sides of Aurora. The only rune this game that has gone Spirit's way was the initial steal of the regen, but it cost them the hero.
Invisibility.
Yeah, Ember broke the smoke there, but didn't actually have vision, so he didn't know. He was still playing it safe, but
Good ward
man, they
drop.
just go for the dive. He blinked under tower. Did he even have vision? I think he blinked Yules without even knowing where the Ember was. So just fast reactions from jabs.
Yeah, he
That's
was
gonna get them
just
the Roche.
He just knew he was there somewhere, right? Like he dropped the ward in the jungle there to see that it was the Ember Spirit, and I guess they just made the call like this one's worth going for. Roshan attempt. They know that this Enchantress is behind them. They're gonna try and find this hero first before making an attempt at the Roche pit, as Miposhka just running through the trees here, trying to get away. They will scout him now. The stomp is there, but Spirit, the rest of the team's behind him. The engage from Collapse, he's looking for his opening. Isn't going to get it, and they will just look to finish off Miposhka first. So he's dead. Meanwhile, you're really split on Aurora. Q and jabs. Rotating to the other side. They do have vision here thanks to the Watcher. They need their team to get back over to them, though.
Fairly defensive observer by Aurora. I think it's from much earlier, but it really helped them out in this Roche fight here. And now they're even going to get a kill on the Primal Beast, maybe?
Ooh, you also stopped the onslaught. Very nice. He's got pipe, but there's no real escape here. He can't. He's got nothing left in the tank. Spear comes out from jabs. Another kill. Beautiful find here from Q on the Nyx Assassin.
Aurora navigated that really well. So the vision from this observer sees Team Spirit moving in, so they decide, okay, finish off that Enchantress. The rest of us will back off, split up, see what happens. And because you see everyone split up and then scattered, they then go in for another kill. Oh, finally that Storm Spirit, taking away some of those charges.
That was such an aggressive play from Lornov. His team was not quite there yet, and he went in on no mana.
Is under attack.
And it was just a really good call from Mira. He's like, go, buddy. I'm going to give you drinking buddies. Just get to work. Hit this guy. And it works. A little bit of extra
95
damage for
bonus
the Sven
damage.
goes a long way.
This Sven's got 700 damage right now because of amplified damage.
Dude, it's drinking buddies is so much damage, actually.
One tap that tower up. This might have been too aggressive, though. Baits out the BKB.
I guess,
Still
like,
has amplified damage.
yeah, it's like he's still got amplified damage and drinking buddies, dude. He's not done. They just run right through the Mars. That BKB, I'm so curious as to how that BKB even went off. The spear connected,
Dire's top tower is
but
under attack.
I guess I guess BKB can.
Yules is funny, though. I feel like when you fall from Yules, you're usually able to get off the BKB, even when there's, like, an ice path underneath it. I forget
Almost
the
like-
exact coding, but
He was stomped is the thing. Like, he was just asleep from the ET, and you just speared him, and as soon as the spear hit him, he just BKB'd.
he might have waken up from the Yules though. Plus Yules does like some damage when it drops. It might have like woken him up and then you can BKB. I don't know. That's some interesting interaction. Q's just like solo killing Tusk back here. Is he out? Oh my goodness. No mana on Ember.
Yeah.
Otherwise, he could maybe chase for a kill.
Nyx Assassin's farmed, dude. He's been involved in a lot of early kills. He's got level 2 Dagon now. 3, 1, and 8. Yeah, that's quite a few. And it's one of those things that Nyx Assassin is typically considered a really weak laner, but you pointed to the fact that it's picked exclusively because of this Enchantress, right? She wants to bring creeps into the lane, can't really do so because Nyx Assassin just kills them. So, it's good stuff. And an Arcane Rune for Lorna.
He's making his way in. All right, they're sitting here waiting for him. They have their sentry placed, but good senses. He's gonna back out. I don't know. He maybe saw them coming in with the ward they placed from earlier.
15 runes activated, bruh. Okay. Yeah, I mean, I knew he had a lot of runes this game. Obviously, some of them being bounty runes, but he has gotten all but I think 2 power runes since the power runes started spawning.
The fantasy points for Storm would be off the charts.
It's true. Okay, clearly fantasy points are working. Thank you, Val.
It's a very even game.
Ollie doing a little bit of a different build on the Elder Titan. We've seen a lot of Aghanim Scepter rushes lately. He's just going for that Solar Crest. He wants to make his team just a little bit stronger. Kind of absorb some of the physical damage coming out from the side of Spirit, as well as a Blink Dagger. Now finished up on the Primal Beast following that pipe. Now he doesn't have a BKB still, so it's kind of easy for them to cancel that initiation, but
Radiant's top tower is under
Q
attack.
hunting around, still has Vendetta available if he wants to use it. Both teams smoking. They're going to get some eyes on Mira. Storm Spirit under a ward with an Arcane Rune, but Kingslayer nearby. The Mars TPing in as well. They're going to just jump. They go for it. Can they actually bring him down? He gets the BKB up. The Yule's perfectly done. But now it's the Mars that's going to go down first. Can they actually turn this fight on Aurora? No, they're just going to back away. A lot of ults already committed. They do not want to risk it. Very good catch from Spirit.
But Poshka has an Orchid. I think that just finished, but really nice Orchid on the Mars there to make sure. Couldn't interrupt the Pulverize, but still managed to get Storm out of there. But you at least pick up a Mars kill. You're pretty happy with that.
Dire's middle
Yeah,
tower is under
I think
attack.
right now, like Spirit are doing pretty much everything they need to be doing to try and get themselves back in this game. Roshan is bottom, but it is moving in 10 seconds, so I think they might just be warming up the Roshan before going through the gate here. Well,
They
maybe
might
not.
have enough stuns to interrupt it and finish the kill.
No, they're gonna go through the gate, right? You want it on Dire side anyway. Look at the Radiant scan, though.
Are scanning.
Does it connect?
They've got to be really fast. There's no God Strength for 10 seconds. I think they can finish Roche before it gets there. So just bashes Kingslayer to death.
Yeah,
they're good.
They got him. Both
I like the
teams
Solar
scanning.
Crest.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Solar Crest with Morphling's going to be really good because he sits at such high armor that the Solar Crest goes a long way.
All right. Very good Roshan this time from Aurora. A little bit more delayed compared to last game, you know.
Second
But-
Roche was dead at this point last game.
Yeah, it was. But the benefit is that this time they get it on Dire side, which means, you know, it's likely to spawn on Dire. They get it right at the 25-minute mark, so it could still spawn Radiant, right? Like, there is still a potential to spawn on the Radiant side if Spirit are ready and waiting, and it's a low spawn timer.
Yeah, I mean, it will spawn there. It's just a question of, like, how quickly it would move. Or it'd be very unlikely. Oh, forget all that. Nyx, found by a sentry.
Very good.
So quickly.
This is just a heads-up play from Mira. He just puts a ward sentry down, just thinking that there might be someone looking, happens to find the Nyx assassin. And I love the shard pickup from him. It's actually really good this game. I don't know if he got it from Tormentor. He might have. But it does work this game. He did get it from Tormentor. Okay. Whoa, a Daedalus. Monkus.
I mean, he's gonna have the Solar Crest to help tank him up. So going for a bit of a greedier choice here on that early Daedalus. Maybe also required to get the damage in through the Sven armor, the Uproar armor, all this armor coming in.
It does give you a lot of kill threat against the Enchantress as well, off of just waveform, right? Like you can just waveform through the Enchantress, like hope for a crit and see if you can just like pop her as soon as you come out on the other side.
That's true.
So it's not bad there. Q using that facet to good use right now. Looking, oh, the pipe comes out. Very nicely done from Collapse. The quick snowball blink away from Mira. The supports are tanky now. They've itemized quite well on the Tusk to try and... I guess not. He hasn't even built any tank items. He's just Tusk.
He does have the Gossamer Cape, which is really good to dodge the...
Yule's out. They've got the Primal Beast. The Earth Splitter comes through. It finishes the job before they can even get that. Nicely done. Great find from Jabs.
I will say the last couple of movements from Aurora have been full team movements, like 4 to 5 heroes, and they often only get 1 kill, which is still nice. And you're getting like core heroes. At the same time, this is why it's only a 6k lead, despite it feels like Aurora has so much momentum. But Team Spirit is doing a good job of splitting around the map, just farming up. And I guess waiting for timing, having decided, you know what, we are behind early. We have to be very careful with what fights we choose to take. So we'll just drag things out for now.
It's a really good Gleipnir game here, picked up on the Ember Spirit. It's just generally one of those items that increases his damage output pretty substantially.
It's got a Hex queued next. It's not something we see too often, BKB Gleipnir Hex, but it would be great to help get these kills on these elusive heroes like Storm and Morphling, and in that time, your Sven probably can just kill them if he gets a lucky crit.
That's kind of what I'm thinking. It's like they're just playing the enabling game here. Like they're just going to give Radon like a couple seconds to just try and kill a target, and that's all he's going to need. That being said, you are farming quite well with this Aegis, right? You're up a little bit, about 3,000 since you picked it up. Now, is there any big items that we're looking for on the side of Aurora? Because Kingslayer, like we said, okay, he's almost got his BKB. And then Lornov, looking like he's going a Lincoln Spear himself.
Gonna make the Hex a lot worse when this Ember finishes it. So it's a while. He's a Hex away from a Hex. So
yep.
I wonder, maybe he'll change his mind if he already sees that Lincoln's. Well, I mean, he already knows Storm's working on it. I guess he still wants it.
Children top lane, grab from Lornov, gets the Orchid here onto the Ember Spirit. The Spear comes out, they get the sleep onto the Tusk. He can't save him. Beautifully done from Ollie. Snowball comes through Mira, nowhere to go. 2 kills for Lornov, a really sick play from the side of Aurora on the tail end of this Aegis. And now Q, can he use this time to try and scout? I think they might have seen him under a ward sentry. They actually drop another sentry. They actually pinged them. They're like, oh, there's heroes up here, but maybe afraid to go in.
Quick escape. Aegis does expire. They didn't take too many objectives, but they did get a lot of like general farming and pickoffs. Very nice arena spear. Tusk almost had the save, coming in with the blink. Snowball, pick up the Ember, then Ember probably gets out. Tusk might still die, but the stomp timing just pretty unfortunate there for Tusk. Gets put to sleep right away.
Dude, having the Dagon and the Mind Flayer is really funny for creep secure. Collapse. Gets the pulverize here onto Ollie. He's going to go ahead, pop the Solar Crest, try and survive, but no. Way too much damage between these two. As he does know there's a ward there now.
His sentry's in the tree, so I don't know if... don't think Team Spirit's going to find it in time.
Lincoln's now Hex queued up for Lauren of himself. Okay, I mean, some pretty powerful items coming out from both teams eventually. We're going to see the data list nearly done on the Sven. Enchantress did go an Orchid herself. You talked about this. Ooh, Lorna playing with fire, trying to go for that power rune. Ends up spawning top. Meanwhile, team fight breaking out over here. The Nick Saxon caught out. They've actually trapped Kingslayer as well. He's going to be forced to BKB. Try and land to collapse. The Earth Splitter's coming through. It barely misses, but Kingslayer with the Sleight of Fist trying to find an opening. Radon stunned off the mark. They even bait out the God Strength. It's a 1-for-0. As Aurora's going to be able to disengage, but you've got this God Strength running. If you can get some objectives, a tier 2 tower would be quite nice.
Their spells, but Aurora has all their BKBs besides the Morphling. I don't know.
That is a spear off the mark, but they still got the Orchid, and Laurel's gonna go down. Jabbed so many times this game, finding initiations with his Blink Yules. I mean, does he have any defensive outside of the BKB on the Ember this game? Like, he doesn't, right?
No, so once that Yules comes out, unless you can get that Remnant out, you're dead, which is dead for a while here. We'll see if it's a quick Roche spawn, because this could just be an uncontested second Aegis for Aurora.
Super late
Pretty
spawn.
long one. Yeah, so it's going to actually make its way top as well in that time. And we'll see. It'll have to be another fight out there, which Aurora shouldn't feel too bad about. Like, as long as they're in position, you got that ET Mars, AoE for these fights. I guess maybe you're a little scared of Sven Cleave, but you know, 12k advantage helps you feel a little bit better about that.
A little spooky there. Kingslayer going for the Tormentor, but the Daedalus crits, like, actually killing it so fast that he almost dies. He's like, oh, gotta hold on.
That'd be a very unfortunate death. Okay, this isn't BB team. Probably no Tormentor deaths here.
BB team catching strays. It's kind of funny, though. They are just, for somehow, the team that always dies to Roshan. This scan, actually unfortunate from Aurora. It connects for a moment, so they think maybe they are doing the Roshan, but they did see them walk out of the pit, so they know they have to contest. Aurora smoked up here. Jabs looking for an opening. They go in. They manage to find Mira on the tusk, but actually doesn't connect onto the Vortex. There it is. Jabs gets the arena, gets the spear. Radon holding his BKB for the moment. Will pop, but he's trying to just get his hands onto anything. Kingslayer, his BKB's out, but a great pulverize. There's the Earth Splitter to try and hold them back, but Kingslayer's just morphing on through. They take down the Sven. It's a buyback on the tusk. Laurel's BKB about to expire. He needs to run. His Mira snowball buys him a little bit of time. But guess what? The morph's not done. He pops that hammer, goes right onto Mira. That's going to be a dieback. Laurel now in trouble. The Orchids come through. They've tapped him down once again. A collapse. Try to onslaught away, but you can't get away from the storm. 4 dead, actually 5, thanks to the dieback, as they now look for Maposhka. And it's only a matter of time. The Hex is out. Couple of auto attacks is all he needs.
The gem.
That is a massive win from Aurora. 6 for 1 plus a gem. Over 4,000 gold in total heading their way.
Tusk being the first one caught means he can't act as a save, can't pierce Lincolns with a punch or set things up with a shard. So Sven tries to go in after that, and he was actually on top of Kingslayer. They pop the Lincolns, get the pulverize. But Kingslayer recently finished his Butterfly and picked up an Elven Tunic. So there's enough Sven misses that he lives. I didn't count the exact amount. We might be able to see here in the replay. But he misses enough time, steals the Warcry as well, so has even more armor. So he's actually surviving through this. If you imagine no stolen Warcry, no evasion, he's dead there.
Yeah. And someone also force feeds him a Greater Lotus at the tail end of the fight too. So it's like he goes from just like a third HP up to like over half. And that's just kind of like the green light of like, all right, yeah, we can just finish off the rest of these heroes. Like Lorinov, yeah, he's out of mana, but we've got a really strong Morphling. We can kind of do whatever he wants. And on the live feed, we can see them obviously taking the Roche there. I mean, that's kind of an appropriate response there. You see that fight happen, and I think that's the kind of recognition of this game is very difficult now. A level 25 Morphling. He's got his waveform cooldown. He's got his shard coming, so he'll be able to morph during these stuns, which hasn't even needed this game because of the Lincolns and the BKB and just the good play.
Yeah, Sven's the only one close in net worth, so he is a massive amount of the damage. And if he cannot get at least like one major kill before he goes down, yeah, you just don't have the damage to take the fight. So you can't count Team Spirit out. That's the scary thing about this team. You could always slip up and then some giant cleave comes in, kills 2 heroes, massive comeback. So Aurora's going to have to be cautious with how they take these fights, and a lot of it is just around keeping track of the Sven. Can we pick him off? Can we kite out his God Strength, his BKB? And if we can handle the Sven, we can win the rest of the game.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
The smoke from Team Spirit here, it feels a little bit of like a desperation play. Like they know they've got to stagger some deaths here on Aurora if they want to actually, you know, protect their high ground from a push. It is going to pop. Q and Miposhka will see each other. They get to D-Ward.
Radiant's middle tower is under
That means they
attack.
know Aurora, the rest of the team's got to be nearby. They do have some good wards here, at least to try and scout this one out, but
Dire are scanning.
it's so hard to kill the Morph, man. It really is. Radon has to kill someone else. They give him the drinking buddies. This is it. They want to go. Will they find them, though? In the trees, hiding? No. They'll wait. Ember clearing the wave. The zip in from Lorinov. He doesn't quite get the Hex. Lorinov's going to be forced to BKB as well. But now Morphling's coming in. Laurel has to leave. So BKB
Two
for
mid
BKB.
laners just 1v1ing while the teams watch. That's pretty much what goes on there.
Good
No
start.
BKB.
Challenge you to a duel.
And Morphling comes
Dire's
in, no
bottom
respect
tower is under
for the
attack.
1v1.
Dire's
I think
bottom tower
that
is
favors Aurora because I feel you need this Ember and this Primal Beast to be the ones scouting out the fights. You want Sven to be able to join at the right time. You want Tusk to be able to wait back and jump in with the save, the right kick, the snowballs, all that stuff.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
So the fact that one of your fight starters in the Ember can no longer really go in without his BKB. You could say the same thing for Storm, but I mean, they're
He
the
has
ones in the
cheese.
lead, and they're the ones who get to just pressure the tower like this with the Aegis, so you don't feel as much pressure to be scouting things out.
Radiant's
Yeah,
top
not at all.
tower
my
Miposhka
goodness,
needs to be
look at
very
this
careful.
Morphling.
Ooh, yeah, that's it. I was like,
Two-shot.
I'm pretty sure he one-shots the Enchantress on a waveform. So much damage. Mira comes in. He gets the Glimmer. He's going to live for now, but Lara, like you said, no BKB to protect him. He's going to hit the sideline. It's a buyback on the edge, trying to get into this one, but guess what? Kingslayer is doing whatever he wants. Into the backside of the fight. The collapse almost gets jabs, but he cannot finish the job. 2 dead on the side of Spirit, and no buyback on this Ember. And guess what? Miposhka just styled on by this Morphling.
Radiant's middle tower is
Earning his new nickname, Kingslayer. Just getting to work
Going
onto the
straight
tier
for
4
it.
towers. You should, right? You got Aegis for another minute. You got Satanic. Your BKB is going to be back up soon on your Storm Spirit. And who stops him? Who can actually do the damage? It's only the Sven.
You gotta do it twice, too, because there's still a minute on this Aegis left.
He gets the science,
yeah,
but an
that's a
immediate
lot of
hex.
damage.
Oh, and then BKB, the snowball doesn't come out either. Radon hits the sidelines, and that is it. GG is out, and Aurora will draw the series with Team Spirit 1-1.
Now we see in that very first hit, Sven, even at this point, even 10k behind,